Hello students, let's begin the chapter Rational Numbers. In mathematics, we frequently come across simple equations that to be solved. Simple equations means equation that contains numbers, variables and the four basic operations. And in this chapter, the number systems are introduced by considering the solution of these equations. Consider the equation x plus 2 equal to 13. So x will be equal to 13 minus 2, which is equal to 11, and we know that 11 is a natural number. It is a natural number. So as you studied before, natural numbers includes 1, 2, 3, etc. Now consider another equation. Say x plus 5 equals 5. So in this case, x will be equal to 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0, and 0 is not a natural number, so this is a whole number. If we consider the solution to be a natural number, we cannot solve this because the solution is a whole number. So whole numbers includes 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. That means natural numbers along with 0. Let's try to solve another equation. X plus 18 equal to 5. So here x will be equal to 5 minus 18, which is equal to negative 13. First you have to take the difference. So difference is 30, then put the sign of the largest one, that is negative. Okay, so this is an integer. Integer includes whole numbers along with negative numbers such as negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, etc. So these equations led us to think of the number systems: natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. We may think that we have enough numbers to solve any type of simple equations, but consider the equation 2x equal to 3. So the solution will be 3 divided by 2, and if you consider the equation 5x plus 7 equal to 0, so 5x will be equal to negative 7 and x will be equal to 5 is multiplied, so x will be equal to negative 7 divided by 5. So these two numbers are not natural numbers, not whole numbers or not integers. So we have to define another collection. That collection of numbers is called rational numbers. So we can define a rational number as a number which can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and the denominator q not equal to 0. Any number which satisfies these three conditions are called rational numbers. What happens if q equal to 0? When q equal to 0, the denominator becomes 0 and any number divided by 0 is undefined. So this becomes undefined. That is why we have the restriction q not equal to 0. Now we can move on to the properties of rational numbers. There are so many properties of rational numbers, and in this video we will discuss only two of them. The other properties we will discuss in the later videos. The first two properties that we discuss today is closure property and commutative property. So the first property is closure property. Closure property means rational numbers are closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Consider the first operation, that is addition. Rational numbers are closed under addition means if you add two rational numbers, you will obtain a rational number. For that, consider an example: 3 by 8 plus negative 5 by 7. You can take any two rational numbers. So in order to add these, you can cross multiply. So 3 times 7 is 21 plus negative 5 times 8 is negative 40. So 21 minus 40 divided by 8 times 7 is 56. Okay. So 21 minus 40 is negative 19 or divided by 56, because you have to take the difference in the numerator and put the sign of the largest one, and you can see it is a rational number. That means if you add two rational numbers, you will obtain the solution as a rational number. So we can say the rational numbers are closed under the operation addition. Now let's look at the second operation. That operation is subtraction. So similarly, if you subtract two rational numbers, the solution will be a rational number. So we have to show that. For that, we can take any two rational numbers. Let's take negative 5 by 7 and 2 by 3. If you subtract, similarly cross multiply. So negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Then minus 7 times 2 is 14. Divided by 7 times 3, that is 21. So numerator, you can see both are of same sign, so you have to add and put the same sign. So you will obtain negative 29 by 21, and it is again a rational number. It is in p by q form with q not equal to 0, and both are integers. So it is again a rational number. Similarly, we can say the rational numbers are closed under the operation subtraction. Okay, then we can move on to multiplication. Similarly, we have to verify if you multiply two rational numbers, the solution will be a rational number. So the next operation is multiplication. In order to verify the closure property of multiplication, we can take the numbers negative 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Multiplication is same as multiplying numerator and multiplying denominator. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8 divided by 3 times 5, that is 15. So you can see that is again a rational number. So if you multiply two rational numbers, you will obtain a rational number. Similarly, you can do the division. So for division we can take the numbers 2 by 7 and 5 by 3. So 2 by 7 divided by 5 by 3, it is same as reciprocal multiplication. So first you can write the number, the first rational number you can write as the same, and you have to switch the numerator and denominator of the second rational number, so that becomes multiplication, and you can see the solution is 6 by 35, and it is again a rational number. But we know that 0 is also a rational number because we can write 0 as 0 by 1, and if you take any rational number as p by q and if you divide that by 0, you can see that will be undefined, because any number divided by 0 is undefined. So the denominator is 0, so this becomes undefined. So we can say all rational numbers except 0 is closed under division. So all rational numbers are closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication, but the rational numbers except 0 is closed under the division. Okay, that is very important. Then we can move on to the second property of rational numbers. The second property of rational numbers is the commutative property. Commutative property means the rational numbers commutes with each other. Like if you change the order of the rational numbers, then also you will obtain the same sum or product, etc. So we can verify this commutative property for each of the operations. First, consider the operation addition. We can take the rational numbers in general as a by b and c by d. So the commutative property for addition means a by b plus c by d should be equal to c by d plus a by b. Here you can see the order of the numbers are changed. So we have to verify this property. For that we can consider the problem 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. So 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 times 3, that is 3, divided by 3 times 5, which is equal to 15. So you will obtain 13 by 15. Similarly, consider 1 by 5 plus 2 by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 times 5 is 10 divided by 5 times 3, which is equal to 15. So you will obtain the solution as 13 by 15. So you can see both of them are same. That means the commutative property is true in case of addition. Okay, now let's look at the second operation, that is subtraction. Similarly, we have to take any two rational numbers and we have to verify. So in case of subtraction, the commutative property means if you change the order of numbers in the subtraction, you will obtain the same difference. Okay, so that means in general we can write a by b minus c by d should be equal to c by d minus a by b. We have to verify this result. For that we can take an example. Consider the difference 2 by 3 minus 5 by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8 minus 3 times 5, that is 15, divided by 3 times 4, that is 12. Then 8 minus 15 is negative 7, different sign, so you have to take the difference, so negative 7. So negative 7 by 12 is the solution. Then do the reverse, 5 by 4 minus 2 by 3. This is same as 15 minus 8 by 12. So it is equal to 7 by 12. You can see they are different. That means it is not true in case of subtraction. That means the commutative property is not satisfied in case of the operation subtraction. Now we can look at the third operation. The third operation of rational numbers is the multiplication. Similarly, we have to verify the result for multiplication. So in case of multiplication, we can write the commutative property in general as A by B times C by D equal to C by D times A by B. In order to verify this result, we can take the numbers negative 7 by 3 and 6 by 5. So multiply the numerators, you will obtain negative 42, and if you multiply the denominators, you will obtain 15. So the solution is negative 42 over 15. Similarly, do the reverse. So you will obtain the same one, negative 42 by 15, and you can see this commutative property is true in case of multiplication. So multiplication satisfies the commutative property. Then we can look at the last operation. The last operation of rational numbers is the division. So in case of division, we can write the commutative property as A by B divided by C by D equals C by D divided by A by B. In order to verify this, we can consider the example negative 5 by 4 divided by 3 by 7. So it can be written as negative 5 by 4 multiplied by 7 by 3. That becomes negative 35 by 12, and do the reverse. 3 by 7 divided by negative 5 by 4, which is equal to 3 by 7. Then change that division to multiplication and then flip the second rational number. So you will obtain 4 by negative 5. So it is again same as negative 12 by 35. So you can see these two are different. That means the commutative property is not true in case of division. So we can conclude commutative property is true in case of addition and multiplication, but it is not true in case of subtraction and division. Okay, so in this video we have learned about rational numbers, and the two properties of rational number, they are closure property and commutative property. We can discuss more properties of rational numbers on the next video. Okay, see you.